Tony T as we broadcast live here on Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place YouTube channel and throughout social media. We'll get you out here well before the top of the hour. We'll give you guys enough time to get those bets in for the primetime games, and that's what we do here on the drive-thru Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time is deliver live free sports picks for the games beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and later. And to deliver those winners, our professional handicappers over at Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place. Let's take a peek at who's on the show with us here for today. All right, which is Wednesdays with Mitch, Chris Ruffolo, Big Al McMordie. We got Wayne Scott, David Racey, and Ninos. Here's how they'll line up for this evening. We got Ruffolo, Mitch, McMordie, Scott, Racey, Ninos, and then I will close this one out. All right, just a handful from the NHL today. Pretty big college basketball card with some major conference action. Tomorrow, the NBA returns. So I'm sure we'll have tons of picks from that card. 9 games scheduled for tomorrow. But let's get this one underway. Let's welcome in Chris Ruffolo. Catch him over at Pick Dogs. Premium, the Puck Dogs Show, the video series here on Pick Dogs. Catch it every day with Chris. And times Rod Zawacki, or sometimes I'll have a guest, a co-host with him. But you get those NHL picks there on the channel. Of course, the morning show every day here at 10 a.m. Eastern Time with Chris, Mitch, and Rod Zawacki. So let's go ahead and bring in Chris Ruffolo in right now. I think we're ready to roll here with Chris. Chris, what's happening?
Well, not much, Tony. Like you said, it's just another one of those days where we're waiting for the NBA to come back. We still got another day's worth of college and NHL to go through, though, and couple keyed in on a couple games tonight, but I think I like this one the best.
Yeah, well, my pocketbook doesn't miss the NBA. It's happy that's not here, to be honest with you. pretty much is.
You know what? You're not the first person I've heard say that, and I'm with you. I've had up and downs this season, but I'm excited to just have something else to look at as well.
No doubt about that. All right, here we go tonight. Big Ten Network here. Maryland to host Minnesota here. Maryland laying 15.5 here. Total 130.5.
Yeah, you look at Minnesota. They've actually performed well in a couple of their recent games. 2-0-1 against the spread in their last 3, and a lot of it has to do with the fact that Minnesota's got one of their star big men back, former UNC Tar Heel and Marquette Golden Eagle, Dawson Garcia. But it's worth noting that, we talk about, just covering the point spread. It doesn't matter if it's by 1 point or 100, it still counts all the same. But they did get a push there in one of the games against Penn State, and they only covered against Iowa by half a point. They still lost that game by 12. And I don't think that things are going to get any better here for Minnesota. I think they're punching a little bit above their weight right now. Got to keep in mind, this is still a Minnesota team that on the road this season in Big 12 conference, Big 10 conference play has really struggled. I mean, they lost by 35 at Rutgers. They lost by 20 at Northwestern. And now they go to take on a Maryland team that, yes, out of conference, the one loss that really stands out was a game that I was on Maryland in that game against UCLA, and Maryland just got their butts absolutely kicked in that game. I think that at one point they were down by like 28 in the first half. But since conference play has started, this Maryland team has been completely different at home. They've done a lot of their best work on their home floor. Last time we saw them at home, they beat Purdue by double digits. They beat Indiana, Nebraska, Wisconsin, all by double digits as well. I think you can add Minnesota to that list because Minnesota is still the worst team in the Big Ten. I got to go with Maryland in a rout in this one. I think they win this one by 20+.
All right, Chris here with Maryland here. Lay the 15.5 here against Minnesota. Yeah, this is a Maryland team that shows up at home, but on the road it's been pretty ugly at times. Although, of course, that loss to Nebraska, that one was in overtime. They were a little closer there against Michigan State. But again, as you said, they've racked up the wins here at home. A lot of double-digit victories here. Indiana, they got past Nebraska, pounded Wisconsin there on that little homestand they had recently.
Yeah, and those are teams that I would still all put ahead of Minnesota. I mean, look at a lot of Minnesota's numbers. They're dead last in the Big Ten in offensive and defensive efficiency. A net rating of minus 20.2. So being scored by 20.2 points per 100 possessions, going up against a Maryland defense that's still top 5 in defensive efficiency. And given the additional fact that like we talked about, the Golden Gophers have just been non-existent on the road. Yeah, they got healthier. They get Dawson Garcia back, and that's going to help. But I don't think it's going to help enough to get inside this number.
All right, we got Chris here on Maryland. Lay the 15.5 here against Minnesota. This one to have a start time here, 7 p.m. each time over on Big Ten Network. All right, Chris, let's go over at Pick Dogs for tonight's action. Of course, showing good results here. NHL, 2,143 units of profit. Handful of games tonight in the NHL, as well as a pretty good card here from college basketball, a lot of major conferences action as we're getting closer and closer here to the start of the conference tournament action. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Well, tonight, Tony, I got a couple things on the go. I got my $15 college basketball slam dunk, as well as my college hoops 5-pack, my 5-point swing. got that for $49. Or we always talk about going long term. This is the time to definitely take advantage of it. Like you mentioned, the NBA comes back tomorrow, and also tonight. Long-term subscribers are the only ones that get my NHL plays for tonight's action as well. So definitely take advantage of that. It's your best value. Especially we've got loaded college hoops cards tomorrow. Great card on Friday, a bigger Friday card than we're used to, and Saturday as well. And I'm also going to keep your eyes peeled if you're looking for some long-term packages for specific sports. I'm going to have my college basketball tournament pass up. We're going to reduce the season pass and make it so you get the conference tournament action for the last couple of weeks of the regular season for a nice discounted price. And the NHL as well, I'm going to reduce that as well. So keep your eyes peeled if you're looking for something long term. But definitely check it out at Pick Dogs Premium, whether it's just with me or someone else, part of the 2-for-1 capper promotion.
That's right. Get on board with Chris Ruffolo over at Pick Dogs Premium. Great results, as you can see here from Chris here in the NHL. 2,143 units of profit, all documented. Also showing profit last 7 days as well. Pretty good return here for Chris on the board tonight from Chris over at Pick Dogs Premium. Features his $15 Wednesday college basketball slam dunk. That is credit guarantee. Must turn a profit. The amount you purchase is credit back in your account for site credits. That is credit guarantee. Also in there with a 5-pack. Again, we've been talking about the long-term pass here for the week. And again, I can't stress enough here how great a value that monthly plan is right now, especially when you see what's covered in college hoops. Of course, with that 1-month plan, you get all of Chris's premium plays here from the NBA as well as NHL. But college basketball, this is what you get. The remainder of the college basketball regular season, all conference tournaments. The NCAA tournament is covered. Lots of coverage here because you get the first 4 play-in rounds, those games on Tuesday, Wednesday, the round of 64 on your Thursday, Friday, round of 32, Saturday, Sunday. The following Thursday and Fridays, also the Sweet 16. So that 30-day pass covers all the way until they narrow this tournament down to 8 teams. So that's a lot of coverage on that 30-day all sports pass. At a second capper with that 2-for-1 capper promotion, use the promo code PICK at checkout, and you'll save 15% off. All right, Chris, as always, great having your show. Continue that success, and we'll catch up with you again next week. But we'll let everybody know about your video series in NHL, of course, in the morning show.
Yeah, I've had to fly solo for a couple of days. Rod, unfortunately, not doing too well. He's on the mend. He's going to be back soon. But fortunately, the games don't wait for us, Tony. You know that just as well as I do. So got to keep the show moving. And we're going to have those always, like you mentioned, tune into the morning show as well as the drive-through. Tons of great content, and you can see right below us. Smash that like button and hit that subscribe button so that you know when all of our content is live and when you get all our live shows when they started as well.
That's right, guys. So make sure you like, subscribe, set notifications, be live with Chris, Mitch, and Rod. Get the plays in real time, and also mingle in there in the chat room as well when you're watching live. All right, Chris. Have a great week. We'll catch up with you again next week.
Sounds good, Tony. Thanks. Take it easy.
You got it. Chris Ruffolo here on the drive to. Let's continue on here on the show. Up next is Mitch. You can catch him, of course, every day here on the channel here with his morning show at 10 a.m. Eastern time with Chris and of course with Rod, and of course his video series here with the 7 picks in 5 minutes. Mitch, ready to roll. Mitch, what's happening?
Not much, Tony. Just working on my 7 free picks. I'm got some new stuff I'm working on for the post NBA All-Star break. We're always trying to take it up another level. We always try something. We see that it works, and then now we enhance and enhance. We don't take away the old stuff that people liked. We take away the old stuff people didn't like, and then we take the stuff they do like, and then we start throwing money at it and all that kind of good stuff. People always wonder, you guys get this and this and this. No, I throw it all back in. Everybody knows that. Anyways, at least you guys should see it. You guys should see it. The betting tools, the videos. You see how many people are doing videos these days. All the free pick articles, all the everything that we're doing.
Oh yeah, I mean there are some sites. If I would have been in a coma the last 5 years and woke up from it, looked the same. And some,
exactly the same.
Exactly. Nothing.
We're doing all the stuff that we're doing all the stuff today that everyone else is going to be doing next year. And I've been saying that for years, and it is the case. You can go up and down the roster. The only thing that they're doing that we're not doing is giving away minus 260, minus 270 favorites and calling them premium picks. That's the only difference. And
these aren't newbies doing this. These are people that have been in the industry long term, right? Veterans doing that stuff. That's
ridiculous.
That's crazy.
Ridiculous. And it's like I could see once in a while for long-term subscribers, you throw one in there that you really think is like this is just a lock that you throw in your parlays or whatever. But I'm talking about like on a regular basis.
Yeah, these aren't newbies just being, making rookie errors. These are guys that are long-term veterans in this industry, which just is baffling. Also talks about the site management person running and allowing that. That's, to me, the worst part of it. But anyway,
did you hear that Sports Grid asked me to be on the show?
What?
I'm serious. I'm dead serious. Sports Grid reached out and they asked me to be on the Rage or whatever. I don't even know what the hell this thing is, but they asked me to be on it, and I asked some people that I work with, and they gave me the hard no, like absolutely. I'm like, come on, it's like they're like, absolutely not. It's like there's no upside. There's the big legal bill that's coming.
Yeah. I mean, again, I will say this about them: it depends on the host. They have good terrestrial coverage, meaning in people's cars. That's one thing I'll say about that. They have the terrestrial. Remember, they kicked out VSiN. I mean, I don't know if they outbid or whatever, but XM took them over the VSiN. So I don't know if that means maybe they had more money behind them. I don't know, but they have good terrestrial coverage.
I'll just say it. They suck. I mean, it's hideous. It just seems slanted that they've taken the content and slanted it to Canadian listeners.
Yeah,
it just seems that they've gone that direction because they couldn't compete with us. And I just think that what we saw during Super Bowl week from them was just showcasing to the world, look how crappy we really are.
Oh, really?
It's like they danced around like idiots. And it was just basically people like us just mocking them. It's like, it made me realize that we were doing everything right.
Yeah.
That's all it was. And it's like, let's just say I won't be on the show.
I mean, like I said, it's again, when contracts come up.
It's like Johnny Detroit asking me, you want to be on you want to come on over to Wager Talk for an episode of Bet on It? It's like,
no. I try to be nice. I kind of agree with you there with the talent. It's something I would listen or follow, but yeah, I kind of follow along what you're saying here on that platform. And sometimes it doesn't matter. Sometimes you can have people with money behind a big project, but when you start looking at what they're producing, it's just you scratch your head and says, these venture capitalists sometimes don't use their brains.
Why would they invite me? It's like,
what they're praying for is maybe a plug. Hey, listen to me, or a little tweet. You put a tweet in there, and you look how much reach you have.
Well, let's look at my reputation. I've been fired from every job I've ever had for insubordination, 99% of them, and then I was fired from my own company. I mean, this is not going to go well.
No. That's another thing too. That's.
It's like Senator Romanelli. He was like, no. Showed him the thing.
Oh my god. Oh no. I still got a kick out. I won't name names. But one of the guests on our lineup dropped the S bomb in one of the show appearances. I thought that was pretty funny, but. But
man,
that was something. I don't know, but anyway, Mitch, we'll get to the game tonight. As Alabama here on the road here, some may say it could be a layup here facing South Carolina. Alabama laying 17, total 148.5.
There are no layups at this point in the season when you go on the road in the SEC, but I just think what we have here is an Alabama team that's just really, really good, and they're dialed in. They're looking at a number 1 seed in the NCAA tournament, but I think this Bama team is beyond looking at where they fit as far as a number 1 seed or anything like that. I think that they have this team playing just right, one game at a time and moving on down the stretch. They are not winning them all. Nobody is this year. They took that beat down at Oklahoma. They took that loss in Knoxville to the Vols. They bounced back, scoring 108 last game to 59, doubled up Georgia. And I'm not expecting them to double up South Carolina. And I think South Carolina is a program that's headed in the right direction. They got the coach from Chattanooga over there. They have Jackson, who's probably an NBA lottery pick. But outside of him, they don't have much. And I just think that in a game like this, even at home, I think he gets into trouble, and Alabama has very, very few answers after that. And South Carolina has very, very few answers after that. 17 on the road, is a ton in a major conference in February. It's a ton, but I just see it happening in this game because I think Alabama, it's one of those things where you can see South Carolina playing well and still being down by double digits at halftime. It's just one of those things because Alabama is that good. And I think this, to me, is more about a play on Alabama as opposed to a play against South Carolina, which is the way a lot of people, I believe, would look at this one. I think this is one of those where, like I said, I just think Bama is too good. You got to lay the 2 touchdowns and a field goal in this one, and it could be over by halftime. We've seen Alabama do it time and time again. I gave them out on this show, I believe, against Florida in that 97-69 win. And I think this one could be in that range. When you look at, a 17-point spread, you say, wow, that's a big number to cover. And then you see it kind of on the floor and you kind of say, that really wasn't that much. And you look at Alabama's scores throughout the season and you say, 85-64 against Missouri, a better team than this. There's 21, right? So that's at Missouri. I just think that's Alabama just too much here.
Yeah, it looks that, no doubt about that. Alabama here laying the 17 here against South Carolina. This is, as you mentioned, an Alabama team that has just been pounding teams. And of course, we did see a recent loss, but that was on the road there. Tennessee come back and pound Georgia. That's been kind of what they've been doing, is beating teams at home. We'll see how. What do you think of their prospects when we get into the tournament? We're on neutral courts.
I think Alabama has already shown that they can win on neutral courts, and I thought that game against North Carolina earlier this season was one of the games of the year. Went into several overtimes. I don't remember how many it was, but it was a dogfight down to the finish. And you look at the top teams in the country, and all their losses are to one another. And it really is. That's the beauty of college basketball as opposed to college football. I mean, you look at Michigan's out-of-conference schedule in college football, or Florida's out-of-conference schedule in college football. I mean, Michigan's the worst, right? I mean, that's the worst of the worst out of the conference schedule. Florida at least plays Florida State out of conference, but Michigan, I mean, who was it? New Mexico or something, Hawaii, I mean, Bowling Green. It's ridiculous. But in college basketball, you see everybody play everybody. And, you look at the losses at Connecticut, Gonzaga, all these teams have already played one another, Baylor. So no reason to believe that, these guys, when it comes to tournament time, they know they can play against one another, every single team. And I think this year's tournament, we're going to see a lot like last year's tournament. Once you get past the first round, these games are going to be very, very tough. These second round games are going to be extremely tough. I think, we're seeing some teams already overrated. I've talked about it a lot in my videos. I've gotten a lot of pushback. And I don't care. I don't care what.
I know you had some. I know last week you had some questions about Palm and the team. And here's how he ranks the conferences: Big 12, Big 10, SEC, Big East, Pac-12, Mountain West ahead of the ACC, then the AAC there.
I'd say when you go to Palm, there's only one place to look, and that's go by where do you have Ohio State ranked, and if it's anywhere inside the top 200, he's lost all credibility. I mean, his rankings hold no water at all. So we got to find out. We did it the other day on our weekend show. We found, Virginia we went to who's the 25th ranked team, and then who above them could they smash? And it was Virginia when we did it. It was 25th, the highest ranked of the ACC teams, right? Meanwhile, ACC had a team in the finals last year. Miami had Kansas dead to rights in the Elite Eight. They were up by 20 on them. And meanwhile, he doesn't have an ACC team ranked above 23 here. I beg to differ. Virginia, didn't they beat UCLA this year?
There was one team that
pretty sure they did.
Yeah, there was one team that I remember that. Yeah,
pretty sure. And then you look at UCLA played one of these teams like Maryland or something. They beat them by like 100. I mean, it was like oh my God, it was like the Muhammad Ali Joe Bugner fight. I mean, it was like ridiculous.
The Pac-12, the Pac-12 is getting a lot of heat because they only have 2 teams that are penciled in. Although I will say they're only hitting, as a conference, they're only hitting 33% from three-point. This is a team that just can't hit a conference that can't hit three-pointers. And that hurts them a lot in the Palm rating.
Yeah, it's going to hurt. The Palm rankings, though, they don't mean anything. I mean, it's clearly, I understand that it's based on, some subset of data or whatever, but it's not It doesn't really show, because when you look at the scores on the court, it was 87-60 UCLA against Maryland. So they beat them by 27. I think Maryland's probably third in the Big 10. Maybe third.
Well,
I don't know.
Yeah, offensive. Actually, looking at the efficiency numbers there, offensively, they're fourth in defense. They are 1, 2, 3. Yeah, they're kind of mid-pack in offensive efficiency. I'm looking at efficiency numbers, really not at the overall standings and the POM. They're fourth here in the POM ratings. Yeah.
So Ohio State has now dropped to 64th in the nation, 11-16 on the season, 1-9 in their last 10 games. They've lost 9 in a row. Okay. They're ranked ahead of Dayton, who's probably in. They're ranked ahead of Arizona State, who would whoop them. They're ranked ahead of Virginia Tech, who would whoop them. They're ranked ahead of VCU, who would whoop them. They're ranked ahead of Wake Forest, who would whoop them. Santa Clara, who would whoop them. Clemson, who would whoop them. Vandy, who would whoop them. Furman, who'd whoop them. I just don't even understand it at all, any of these rankings. Florida's ranked 54th. They lose tonight to Kentucky again. I mean, who have they beat? I mean, they beat Tennessee once. I mean, they get dog-chowed by everybody else. I don't understand. See, here's the problem with the tournament and the seedings and everything like that. And I'm already beyond my time, but the problem with the tournament and the seedings is the quadrant. The quad 1 and the quad 2 and the quad 3. A quad 1 win means that you've beaten a team. A quad 1 is a team that's ranked in the top 40. Well, the rankings are screwed. So who the hell cares? The rankings are all messed up. So it's like the rankings are bought and paid for. So it's like, you beat, when Ohio State's ranked in the top 40 all season long and, losing, getting their ass stomped, it's it's counting as quad 1 wins. It's ridiculous. This is how, when they revealed the bracket, that Kansas State and Iowa State end up in the number 4 line. And teams like, Miami and Xavier and, Creighton are nowhere to be found.
Yep. All right.
And I'm not saying Kansas State and Iowa State aren't good teams. They are. But they're not, Kansas State is 5-5 in their last 10. Iowa State 4-6 in their last 10. So.
All right. Mitch here in Alabama, laying 17 against South Carolina. Mitch, want everybody know what you have going over at Pick Dogs? What's happening over at the
We're going to be trashing the Big Ten all the way through the end of March, if not, all the way into the fall. That's what we're going to be doing at Pick Dogs. But we've got a lot going on. If you haven't signed up for the newsletter, please do so. We've revamped the newsletter to make it more informational, more things that you guys want, more things that you guys respond to. We certainly take it into account. We don't want to waste our time with our newsletter. So what we've done is we've given you the features and pointed you at the things that you guys want. We listen to you, which is who the newsletter's intended for. So if you want to know which cappers, who's the best capper, who's the hottest, who's whatever, check out the newsletter. How are your cappers doing? Check out the newsletter. It's in there. Hey, you got any new betting tools? You got any great sportsbook offers? You got anything like that? It's all in the newsletter. Aside from that, our website's full redesign should be coming out within the next week or so. Sports Chat will be first. Pick Dogs will be second. Of course, we've got new videos on the way. I'm going to be adding several new videos on my daily repertoire of videos. And then we have some of the other guys, including David, who's with us today on the show. He's going to be doing videos with us now as well. I'm doing YouTube Shorts. I'm doing Instagram. My parlay that I do for Instagram, I'm doing it on the live show. So if you watch the live show, you'll see it. If not, you'll see it over on IG. We smashed it yesterday. And the only difference between watching it on the show and watching it on IG is you don't get the music, So on the show, because it's a violation of YouTube, but it's okay on Instagram. So if you like the loud rock music that I listen to, the heavy metal, then watch it on IG.
There you go. Roll with Mitch there on the IG with the metal. All right, Mitch. Have a great week. We'll catch up.
Thank you, Tony. Thanks everyone. Hey, a lot of these conferences, these are their final games. When you look at St. Mary's, they play tomorrow and then they play Saturday at Gonzaga. And that's their whole season. That's how close we are to March Madness. This is going to be the biggest and best March Madness for Pick Dogs that we've ever had. Last year, we had some tech problems and all kinds of stuff going on. But this year, we're blowing the cover off of this thing. I am so excited, and I just thank everybody. We're at 116,000 subscribers. I remember when we were at 1.6 thousand. And I also remember, I never forget that stuff. And I also remember we're at 71 million views. How crazy is that, Tony?
That's amazing.
71 million.
Wow. Views. In that short period of time.
Million.
In that short period of time.
In a very short period. What it took those other guys that we mentioned, well, the other guys aren't even remotely close, but the other guys, I mean, it took them 8 years and we passed them like they're standing still,
Oh, yeah.
So,
yeah. And they could have stopped you. The funny thing about it is you could have been stopped for the first year. And that's it. They didn't really, he'll never do it. We don't want to waste our time just sitting to stop him. They let you go for a year. And they could have stopped you.
Because they're smarter and better than us, Tony. They're better than us.
They could have served papers, and Mitch could have been stopped for a whole year. They could have been, and they didn't have. There's no way. It's a new domain. No shot in hell he'll ever do anything.
No chance that Mitch could start a domain up from scratch and make it 1 million viewers a month. That's never happened before. It's like 3 times.
That's right. That's right. That's one of the dumbest business decisions I've seen in my entire lifetime.
It's beyond. Well, I'm not allowed to say how stupid it was, but on the Ruffolo scale,
pretty dumb. If you ask me.
All right, thanks. Before I get sued, thanks. Have a great night. Thanks all the rest of our cappers. Thanks for your patience. Sorry I went into your time.
No
Knock them dead.
You got it. Mitch here on the drive through. Let's continue on, guys. Get a lot of audience tonight. Of course, I don't know because for some reason my Wi-Fi went off in this thing. Well, I'm hardwired, so don't worry about that. Let's continue on here. But time for Big Al McMordie. You'll catch him over at Pick Dogs. Again, fantastic work from Big Al. It's in the top of leaderboards. Bring it now. Big Al, what's happening?
Not much. Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday to you as well, Big Al. Tonight we go out to the Mountain West. Pretty good matchup. Well, I thought it would be until New Mexico has had tanked for a little bit. Boise State here to host New Mexico. Boise State laying 6, total 147.
Yeah, I mean, both of these teams, they're 20-game winners already this season. Lobos are 20-7. Broncos are 21-6. The key, Tony, for me in this game is, Boise has a sparkling 12-1 home record. They also play this game with revenge from a 2-point loss at New Mexico earlier this season. And Boise is now 22-9 ATS its last 31 when playing with revenge, including 10-1 ATS at home and 7-0 ATS if they're laying 6 or more points. That's the situation here. I'm going to take the home team, lay the 6.
All right, we got Big Al here say that take the home team. Boise State laying the 6 here against New Mexico. And, Big Al, I don't know if there's a conference that's had any worse issues in the NCAA tournament in recent seasons than the Mountain West, right? It seems they get a lot of at-large bids in, and we're just kind of chopping on the bit. Hope they do it again because they've been go-against here a few seasons.
Yeah, I mean, I never really care about stuff like that. 1 year, one conference will do okay, and the next year the conference won't do okay. It all kind of goes in cycles, and it never factors into my handicapping.
Not at all. All right, Big Al here on Boise State laying the 6 here against New Mexico. This one to have a start time, 10:30 Eastern time, Fox 1 to show it. All right, Big Al, let's take over at Pick Dogs Print where you're putting up some fantastic numbers. 3,038 units of profit last 3 days. It's all documented over at Pick Dogs Print. If you go to Big Al's handicapper page over at the site, you can verify all those numbers, document there. What do you have going on over the site?
I've got 9 plays today. I've put 5 plays in a 5-game package. I've also got 1 play in hockey, and then I've got 3 other standalone college basketball games. On the lead info play, a conference underdog of the month, and a conference favorite of the month. So 9 plays in all. We were 1-0 yesterday with a push on Tulsa, although Tulsa could have been a winner or loss depending on your number, but I had it at +2, and then we cashed our hockey play, and we were on a 80-39 run going back to, I think, February 3rd or something like that. So it's been a nice run. It's been a nice, couple decades. Not going to complain. And we'll keep it going tonight.
Keep it going indeed with Big Al McMordie over at Pick Dogs Print. You see the great results here. 3,038 units of profit here past 30 days showing profit this year. Great 7 days. Winner yesterday. Big Al on the board here with a 5-pack here from college basketball. Credit guarantee must turn a profit. The amount you purchase is credit back your accounts per side credits. That is credit guarantee. A lot of individual plays in there as well from Big Al. But again, here we are in late February. No better time to get going on board with Big Al's long-term pass. You've seen the records, a top unit producer in his 2 years plus with the site. looking for three in a row from Big Al. You can get his 1 year all sports pass if that's within your budget, or the 1 month pass. We'll get all of Big Al's premium plays here for 30 days. That covered all premium picks here from the NBA, NHL here for 30 days. He sometimes delves in XFL. We'll see how that rolls here. Looking for some data there. Also, March NCAA tournament coverage here. There's a lot of coverage in college hoops here with this 30-day pass. You get all the remainder of the regular season here from college hoops, all the conference tournaments, the NCAA tournament, the first 4 playing rounds on Tuesday. On Tuesday, Wednesday. Then you have the round of 64 on Thursday, Friday. The round of 32 on that weekend, and the following weekend, Sweet 16. It's all covered in that 30-day all sports pass. A little down to 8 teams when that 30 days expires. So a lot of coverage here with that.
Tony, what's the date of the first Thursday? Is it what date in March is it?
We're looking here at let's see here. We're down to the 4th is the last day of conference. Selection Sunday is March 5th.
Wow. So. It's going to start.
The A-Sun tournament begins on Monday. That's when it starts, the A-Sun. And then we get the end of March. I'm sorry, not Selection Sunday. The final regular season game is March 5th.
Okay, so Selection Sunday is March 12th, and then
March 12th.
It'll start 4 days later on March, 16th or whatever.
So, okay. Like 1, 2, 3, is it 4? A couple of weeks from now. Let's see, the 15th, right? The 15th, that would probably be the playing round right there, right? The Wednesday,
Yeah.
3 weeks from today. So it's not too
crazy. It's almost here.
It's almost here, and you know what else comes close after that? So it's a lot.
Baseball.
Oh yes, and I'm already watching the spring training and whatnot. So lots of. We'll have time in March to look at that too, because there's a little bit of lull here. But also too, don't forget, covered is also the minor tournament, the NIT, CBI, the basketball classic. Those are 3 that I know about. You're in action in those 2, Big Al?
Oh sure, yeah. That's a lot of plays in those. I actually do quite well in those. But anyway, I'm going to miss you tomorrow.
Yes.
But I'll be back here on Wednesday.
That's right. All right. Have a good trip. They got to sit in that dentist chair tomorrow?
No, even worse.
No. Oh, no.
I'll tell you about it offline.
You got it. All right, Big Al. Have yourself a great evening. Big Al McMordie here at Cocktail next week. Catch him on the weekend shows. He'll be there with Mitch and company Saturday and Sunday. Get some more picks there from Big Al on the weekends. All right. Have a great week.
Thanks, Tony.
You got it. Big Al McMordie here on The Drive. So let's continue, guys. If you miss a pick, recap at the end of the show. My Wi-Fi is down, so I can't look at the. Well, I can. I'll take a peek here at some of these chat rooms, because I'm trying to got 9 monitors. So is it 9 monitors here, and only 3 are working. So let's continue on here on The Drive Thru. Time to welcome in Wayne Scott. Catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Catch him when they return here with the 3-legged prop parlay video. Returns tomorrow as the NBA comes back into action with that 9-game card. So let's go ahead and bring in Wayne Scott. You'll catch him at Pick Dogs Premium. I think we're ready to roll here with Wayne. Wayne, what's happening?
What's going on, Tony T? What's going on, Pick Dog family?
It's happening, Wayne. All right, here we go tonight. Tonight, as we have Georgia State here hosting App State. Appalachian State favored a point, total 129.
Yes, sir. We have a weird one here, but I'm going to take you to the Sun Belt, where we got the worst team in the Sun Belt, which is Georgia State. They're 14th. They're last in the conference. They held a 3-10 conference record in there. They've lost. They won 1 in the last 10 games, and they're on a 5-game losing streak. They're 10-18 on the season straight up, and 10-8 at home this year. They lost last time out on the road against Arkansas State, 70-75. There was a game where they shot 27%, only hitting 4-15 from the 3, and they got to the line a lot. And they're a good foul shooting team. They hit 16 out of 19 on 84% from the 3. Now App State, they're 15-14 on the season. They're 8-8 in conference, which is eighth in this conference, and they're 5-6 on the road. A little under 500 mark on the road, but hey, they win some games on the road. Like I mentioned, they're 8-8 on the conference. Only 2 games out of instead of being 8th in the conference, being around the 5th and 4th marks. They're 5-5 in their last 10. Outside of the South Alabama loss in this last 10, a lot of these games have been close for App State. In their last game, they lost at home to Old Dominion, 63-74. They're winning that first half, came out with a bad shooting in the second half, and only shooting 19% in the second half from the 3. and going 50% from foul shot, 10 and 20. So that cost them the loss in that game. But outside of that, this App State team ain't bad, and they're in a better path than Georgia State. So I like App State to cover here. And some of the reasons why, besides them having the better record, they played the tougher strength of schedule. They're in play the tougher conference opponents. And Georgia State, some of their problems is they have a bad bench. They have no depth, and with no depth, they lack the score in the second half, and they foul a lot. Another point I like to bring up: these guys played head-to-head at App State. App State won that game 71-59. They won by 12 points when they were 5-point favorites. And once again, I'm going to bring out the bench in that game, which App State bench had 16 points. Georgia State bench only had 6 points. App State was 37% from three for that game. And Georgia State was 25%. And another big thing in that game is Georgia State, as I mentioned, they foul a lot. And Appalachian State got to the line a lot that game, and I think they do the same in this game. A couple ATS stats to back up my thoughts and my studying on this. 1-7 at home ATS as underdogs. Georgia State, that's not good. 9-1 ATS in the last 11 as a straight up going against a team with a winning record. And App State team's been on fire on Wednesday. They won it 5-1 ATS on Wednesdays, and 6-1 following a loss ATS, and they just lost their last one. So they're normally a bounce back squad. They're a better offense, better field goal, better defense, better rebounding, bench. I'm going with App State -1. This is a tricky one for me. I'm not sure if the books just got this one wrong or am I missing something. Between LSU and Vanderbilt and this App State and Georgia, this some weird lines for me, but I'm riding with App State to get it done once again for the season. Finish the season off strong, and finish this season 17-14. Get these next 2 wins on tonight and the next game versus Georgia Southern.
All right, we got Wayne here in App State here, laying the one against Georgia State. The Georgia State team, when I look at the conference numbers, they're really telling how poor Georgia State is. Again, this is the Sun Belt. They're rated 14th in conference offensive efficiency, not overall efficiency, conference. Against the conference of the worst team offensively in conference. Poor 30% shooting from three against conference foes. They're shooting only 46% around the basket from two against conference foes, and a very high turnover team. They turn the ball over like crazy, and those are just poor characteristics of a team here, and just got to win the game pretty much to cover the spread.
Exactly, Tony. It's hard to win games like that. And outside of just the turnovers and the poor three-point shooting, it's hard to win games when you foul a lot. This is a team that fouls all the time. Now, App State isn't the best foul shooting team, but they do well on the three-point, and their defense is magnificent for App State as far as the conference goes. So I like App State to maybe be close in the first half, but as I mentioned, Georgia State doesn't have the depth to keep up with App, and I think App pulls away in the second half and gets you a nice, easy win on this one.
All right, App State laid the one against Georgia State. This one to have a start time here, 7 Eastern time, ESPN Plus. All right, Wayne, let's take a look over at Pick Dodge Print for tonight's action. Some good profit here in the NHL for tonight. 3 on the board for the NHL, but a really big college basketball card. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yes, sir. It's a little tougher college basketball card, but I love this college basketball card still. I got 7 plays, but I only got 4 out for sale. The other 3 would just be strictly for my long-term folks. And, yeah, I got my best bet in college basketball. That's my make it, take it. So go ahead and make that bet with me. Just take this money and let's cash that one. I got a 3-pack. That's my Make It Rain Wednesday 3-pack in college basketball. I got 2 ATS bets and 1 money line bet. Looking to go 3-0 on that. Been doing good in college basketball. Slowly chopping away and looking to profit tonight. So let's go.
Let's go. Get on board here with Wayne Scott over at Pick Dogs. Premium showing good results here in the NHL for tonight. Action here on the board from Wayne. A 3-pack Make It Rain Wednesday 3-pack. It's college basketball up on the board. Is this package, you must turn a profit, and the amount you purchase is credit back in your account for site credits. That is a credit guarantee. Game of the day up there from college basketball as well. But again, instead of buying all these plays individually, we've been talking about that 30-day all sports pass, the best value right now. I mean, this is the way to roll. We told you about all of Wayne's plays you'll get for 30 days, NHL and of course NBA. But again, the college basketball coverage is phenomenal in the next 30 days. You will get all of Dwayne's premium plays from college hoops. We're talking the remainder of college basketball regular season. We're talking about all the conference tournament action, the NCAA tournament, all the way through the end of the Sweet 16 round. So you got all the way until the tournament whittles down to 8 teams. That's what's covered right now in that 30-day pass. Use the promo code PICK at checkout. You'll save 15% off. Add a second capper with a 2-for-1 capper promotion. Even greater value there. All right, Wayne, as always, great having you on the show. Continue that success. We'll catch up with you again on tomorrow's show. But I know, getting ready now for your video series to continue as the NBA returns to action. You and now Ninos with that 3-legged prop parlay video.
Yes, sir. Me and Al Ninos will be ready to bring that back to you out on tomorrow. We're going to be working on doing some new things on there, just making it better. And I can't look forward to shooting, and I can't look forward to hitting, too. So, guys, tune in, grab it. Whether you like the parlay or not, individual single bet, man. We love every play we drop on there. So, hey, man, looking to watch that and look forward to it.
You got it. Check it out, guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, set notifications. So when they drop that video, when Al Ninos and Wayne drops that video, you get it right away. Get the best numbers. All right, Wayne. Continue that success. We'll catch up with you again tomorrow.
All right, take care, Tony T. Y'all take care, Pick Dog fam.
All right, Wayne Scott here on the drive. So let's continue on. My Wi-Fi is down, so I've been talking too much about the chat because I gotta use one computer to check out a lot of the action here in the chat room. Someone asked about the units are calculated based on a $100 wager, and yes, the juice is subtracted. So whenever there's a loss against the spread, minus 110 is subtracted from the losses. So yes, the juices are included there for Justin Anderson. Want to know how the units are calculated? Just like a sports book, right? So that's how it rolls. So a lot of folks in the chat appreciate all your contributions. Nick Beats Vegas, contribute your contribution. Evan in there as well, and there it rolls here. Let's continue on here on the show. I think we're ready to roll. I think it's time to roll on here on the show. We got through Wayne. Next up is David Racey. Catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Of course, David, contributor over at Pick Dogs from some time. We'll bring him right now. David, what's happening?
Not much, Tony. How are you doing?
Doing great. We still got you online. That's good. So tonight.
Yeah. It dropped once. I had to jump off and jump back on, but
right.
We're all good.
In some bad weather up in Michigan, but tonight we'll hope we get through it. A lot of people talking about this game. Kentucky here on the road against Florida here on ESPN, top of the hour. Kentucky 2.5, total sits to 140.
Yeah, I like Kentucky in this game. Florida has not looked very good recently. They've lost 4 of 5. They're missing their leading scorer, Colin Castleton, who broke his hand a few games back. Just in their recent games, they did beat Ole Miss, but you can't really count that because that's Ole Miss. But they lost by 19 to Arkansas, 8 to Vanderbilt, 28 to Alabama in their last 3 losses, and they're only shooting 43.5% from the field. So they've struggled. They're at home, but still not playing very well. Kentucky has won 2 in a row. They're coming off that big win against Tennessee. They're shooting 45.6% from the field. They're scoring more points per game than Florida. They have the rebounding advantage. And they won the first meeting between these teams 72-67. And to be honest, Sheboy didn't even play very well that game. He only had a few points, but he dominated the glass. He had 13 or 14 rebounds. And I think Kentucky's going to roll Florida here. When you look at the trends, Kentucky's 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 road games. They're 8-3 against the spread in their last 11 games. Florida 1-4 against the spread in their last 5, and 1-4 against the spread in their last 5 against a team with a winning record. So Florida struggles against the better teams. I'm taking Kentucky here.
All right, we got David here on Kentucky laying the 2.5. When all the concerns here, as you mentioned, Castleton. We saw what they looked like without him. It was pretty ugly when they lost that game to Arkansas. And also troubling. What troubles me with Florida is when your best offensive player is out on a bad offensive team. That's double trouble.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, with Castleton, they were really, they were better, but they weren't good. So you take him out of the mix, and really, to me, they turned into one of the bottom teams in the SEC. So I really like Kentucky tonight. Like I said, I think they're going to dominate the boards. I think they won the rebounding battle 38-30 in that first game, and it's probably going to be worse here.
And I think they learned something from in that final 5 minutes. Right, put them away. Put them away.
Yeah, exactly.
They ruined my dinner. I had the 5 in that one. But anyway, but this is actually Kentucky's time, right? There are always little struggles when they begin conference, but this is their time here towards the end of conference play.
Yeah, it is, and they're going to have momentum. They should be confident, beating Tennessee last game. So as long as they come out and they don't give one of those performances like they did against Georgia a few games ago, they should be fine here. I think even if they just play average, I think they cover this no problem.
All right, Kentucky laying 2.5 here against Florida. This one to have a start time 7 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. All right, David, let's go over at Pick Dogs Premier. Showing results here in the last 30 days. Of course, tonight we have 3 on the ice and a good college basketball card before we hit the NBA again tomorrow. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yep, I have one premium play in the NHL tonight. I've been doing really well in the NHL over the last month. Over the last 30 days, I'm 57% on the ice. I'm up 855 units in the NHL. So doing really well there. Only have the one play tonight. And then I also have a 5-pack for college hoops available. So got a little of both. Looking forward to the NBA coming back tomorrow. But for tonight, we got some the one game on the ice and the 5 college basketball.
That's right, that 5 college basketball. Get on board here with Dave Racey over at Pick Dogs Premium. He does have a 5-pack up tonight from college basketball. Credit guarantee. Must turn a profit or the amount you purchase is credit back in your account for site credits. That is credit guarantee. Also in premium play here from On the Ice from David. Instead of buying all these plays individually, we talked about the long-term pass. You can try them out for 7 days if you'd like. But again, with the NBA coming back, it's a great value with that 7-day pass. But again, I just think the value right now is that 1-month pass with all the NCAA tournament coverage you have. We had mentioned it will take you all the way until the end of the Sweet 16 round until the tournament comes down to 8 teams. That's how long a 30-day pass will cover you. So great value there. Use the promo code PICK at checkout. You'll save 15% off. Add a second capper with that 2-for-1 capper promotion. Even greater value there. All right, Dave, as always, great having you on the show. Thanks for coming in on the show today. And we will be talking with you again on next week.
Sounds good, Tony. And actually, I have one thing to add. Starting tomorrow, like Mitch alluded to, I'll be doing my total of the day on YouTube in the YouTube Shorts category. So look out for that, as well as my free pick articles that are done daily on pickdogs.com.
That's right, pickdogs.com. Catch his written work there. And, of course, the shorts with the totals debuting tomorrow. So we got David there with the totals up as well. Another video series to memorize for the intro and the outro. All right, have a great night. We'll catch up with you again next week.
All right, good luck tonight.
You got it. David Racey here on the drive through. Let's continue here with our coverage. Speaking of everyone, I think almost everyone's going to have a video series on the show. Pretty much. Let's continue on here on the drive through. Time for El Ninos. Of course, you can catch El. His video series coming back again with the NBA returning tomorrow. You can catch it. I think they're going to shoot it tonight. I think that's what Al told me, that they were going to shoot it tonight, and maybe keep those notifications alert so when it drops, you'll be able to get it. So let's go ahead and bring in El Ninos right now. He's in Skype. He's in the Skype world today. El Ninos, what's happening?
Yeah, I mean, the line's been out for a couple of days now. Usually, we struggle to get these props out the night before. Usually might have a couple of them. Definitely not the better ones till later in the day, actually. Usually the best ones come out. But we try to give you the best ones we can in the morning. But I think we have most of them out tonight already, or we've had them already for a couple of days now. So should get together with Wayne shortly after the show and shoot the video for everyone.
Nice. All right, here we go tonight. We go to TNT. TNT will televise. They got a doubleheader on the NHL tonight. I guess this is kind of, when you look at the card, you see 3 games. It's kind of carved out for TNT. I guess that's how it whirls on TNT. You make the cards as small as possible, so they kind of ball hog. They're going to ball hog the airwaves. So we got the Stars here, the host of Blackhawks. We know the Stars will be favorites here, big favorites, total of 6.
Yeah, and you'd say rightfully so. If you look at the situation and the overall numbers on the season, the Stars been the much better team. They'll be at home, and we'll have the rest advantage. The Blackhawks coming off winning shootouts against the Golden Knights last night, so they'll be dealing with some fatigue. But they're one thing they do have going for them is they've been the much hotter team lately. That was their 3rd win in a row. The Stars have been struggling, losing 4 straight. And while this is as good a spot as you could ask for to turn things around, I just think the Blackhawks carry a little bit of too much momentum and a bit too much value also to pass up on at this point. This line opened, I believe the Stars were around minus 145 on the puck line. Now I see minus 165, even all the way up to minus 175 in some places. We're getting plus 150 for the Blackhawks on the getting the goal and a half. You could even look to put a little bit on the Blackhawks plus 2.5, and get that plus 2 at around even money. But I think they the way they've been playing lately and the way the Stars have been. Despite the lousy situation for them, I think they can at least keep this one close for us. So I'm taking the Blackhawks plus 1.5 here.
All right, Blackhawks here plus 1.5 here. Not the -1, although the -1, well, that might be some bit return there, El Ninos.
Hey, no, let me look at it now that you mention it. Hold on.
Usually you guys give the -1. I gotta go and fix it. It's actually plus 1.5, but I was just curious what the -1.5 was, because I'm looking at this Dallas Stars team. It's been pretty pathetic the way they've been playing, I guess that's kind of like what that's kind of a Mitch move, right? He would say, this favorite is a really bad favorite. I'm gonna go on the alternative puck line and lay the puck in half. Because if you're going to win, I might get an empty net goal in there.
I mean, yeah, I wouldn't argue any money line or -1s. I think the -1 you should get around plus 583 on that one. So, yeah, I can't really talk anyone off that one. But yeah, and again, it's not often I take the plus 1.5, because again we're giving up a lot of value for that goal and a half. But anyway. I think it might come into play. It's still a pretty tough spot for them against the Stars team that will be looking to turn things around. They definitely not. I mean, obviously, no one's going to be happy losing 4 straight, but I know they're better than that, and they'll be looking for the win here. But again, it should be an interesting one. And yeah, if you want to take a small shot on that money line -1, or even just the -1.5, go ahead, knock yourself out.
Well, yeah, you're looking at a team that's on a 3-game win streak against a team that has lost 6 of 8. Yeah, 6 of 8, and the team that's lost 6 of 8 is minus 440. I'm just kind of throwing it out there,
And sometimes, the last thing you want when you're hot is rest. So if they manage to find some energy for this one, could pull off the upset.
Wow, Rope Hin says, okay, I thought he was going to go 2.5. He's over 2.5 shots on goals. Rope Hins, that's some of the people here that are contributing here in that line. That's getting a lot of attention now. Yeah, he liked that play. Stars stink. So a lot of them liking that one there. All right, El Ninos here. Blackhawks puck line plus 1.5 goals, plus 140 against the Stars. We're kind of teasing the -1.5. It's plus 583. Play at your own risk there, but that's El Ninos on record with the plus 1.5.
Oh, no.
Go ahead.
Yeah, the -1.5 is plus 650. Yeah, -1
plus
580, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, plus 650. Plus 650 if you want to do the reverse puck line here on the Blackhawks. And now said he wouldn't stop you from doing that. That's the case there, but it's a big number. This one here, we'll have a start time here, 9:30 Eastern time. TNT will televise this one. All right, El Ninos, let's take a look over at Pick Dodge for tonight's action. Of course, El Ninos here on the board here, 247 units of profit last 7 days. That is all documented over at Pick Dodge Premium tonight. We do have 3 on the board from the NHL, big college hoops card as well. What do you have going on over at Pick Dodge Premium?
Yeah, just one playing the NHL tonight, but I have a 3-pack in college basketball, so you can grab that. You can grab my best bet in college basketball or NHL individually if you're just looking for one bet. But again, your best way to go is always those long-term 2-for-1 capper specials if you want all the plays.
That's right, guys. I got on board with El Ninos over at Pick Dodge Premium. Do good results over the past 7 days. College basketball, 3-pointer up there, a 3-pack here from college hoops from El Ninos, also in NHL. Power play, individual play up there. And, of course, we probably will start seeing the alphabet back again maybe tomorrow when the NBA comes back. But anyway, you got the 3-pack here from college hoops. NHL single on this small card. But, again, the long-term passes will serve you well. We're talking about the 30-day all-sports pass. Great value. Get all of El Ninos' premium plays for 30 days. All is NBA, all is NHL. And don't forget, it will also cover the college basketball, all the conference tournaments, NCAA tournament, all the way to the end of the Sweet 16 round when they whittled the tournament down to 8 teams. That is covered on that 30-day pass. All right, Al, as always, great having the show. We can catch that prop, 3-legged prop video sometime very shortly, right?
Yeah, it should be out tonight, as we mentioned earlier. And As long as Wayne's ready to go, I think we should be good. No, we talked about it earlier. We're getting on right after the show. So
right.
we should be good to go tonight.
They're good to go. All right, you got it, El Ninos. Have a great night. We'll catch up with you again. If not tomorrow, then Friday. Actually, you'll be on tomorrow on the VMix. You'll be on tomorrow because Big Al's off tomorrow.
Sounds good.
All right.
All right.
Al Ninos here on the
That's
right. He's in. All right. Big Al Ninos here on the drive. So let's continue on here on the show, guys. Remember, if you missed a pick, we'll recap. Recap will come up after my pick. We're looking at this one tonight between Iowa and Wisconsin. Iowa laying the point. The total sits at 139. I'm going to be here on this on the Iowa team. I just cannot back Wisconsin, man. This Wisconsin team is just, man almighty. It's just, Sometimes you can play good defense by accident, right? Sometimes you can look at someone who's a bad defensive team and says, wow, they gave up 38% shooting. They must have really played good defense that day. No, is that the other team they faced couldn't make a shot. And that's Wisconsin. Wisconsin's a team that just cannot shoot the basketball. And again, give me the team that can shoot against a team that can shoot. And I don't care that the Hawkeyes defense sucks. If you can't make a bucket, you will play good defense by accident. And this is the situation you have right here. So give me Iowa in this spot. Iowa Hawkeyes here at -1 here against Wisconsin. All right, guys, check out Pick Dogs from tonight. What I have up there are 4 premium plays. I got a best bet up there from College Hoops. Also a 3-pack from College Basketball. So 4 premium plays on the board. I'll go out with my long-term pass, my 3, 7, or 30-day pass. That 30-day pass is the best value because you'll get all of my premium plays all the way from the NBA as well as college basketball. College basketball covers all the way to the end of the Sweet 16 round. So when we will, that 30-day pass expires when we whittle a tournament down to 8 teams. So there you go. And use the promo code PICK at checkout. You'll save 15% off at a second capper with that 2-for-1 capper promotion. Even greater value there. Let's continue on here on the drive-through. Now it is time to recap today's plays. All right, let's get it up there. Chris, Maryland laying the 15.5 against Minnesota. Mitch was on Alabama, laid the 17 here against South Carolina. Al McMordie, Boise State here, lay the 6 against New Mexico. App State with Wayne, lay the point here against. Are we getting all favorites in this game? App State laying the 1 against Georgia State. David on Kentucky laid the 2.5 against Florida. Here's the one dog. It's El Ninos with the Blackhawks plus 1.5 goals, plus 140 against the Stars. I'll be on Iowa, lay the point against Wisconsin. All minus. Thank goodness no one had their dogs barking in the videos today. But I like that David's play on. You could tell in the analysis that I like that David's play on Kentucky there in that one. When we talked about with Castleton's injury, how bad Florida looked, a bad offensive team loses their best scorer. What happens to them? They get even a lot worse because they were bad with him, and they're going to be a lot worse without him. So that's how we're going to look at it there. In that one. All right, guys, I'll do it here for this edition here of the drive-thru. Before I let you know, we're back again tomorrow live here at 3 p.m. Eastern time. Make sure you like, subscribe, set those notifications, be live with us so you can get the plays in real time and communicate with us here in the chat room if you would. I'd like to thank everybody out there here. Appreciate people in the chat room. Josh has been great. Evan as well, Ramon, as well as Blake. Thank you guys for that one as well. And you've got, let's see, Raven Ron in the chat, Justin AA Ron in there as well, Ty Clinton, James Thrower in there. A lot of good responses from everybody. People are kind of reminiscent when they joined Pick Dogs. I think it was James said he was on board back at 25,000 subs. Appreciate that as well. I think somebody was in there when it was 11,000 subs, if I was mistaken. Let's see here. I wonder if anybody was there on the launch. Remember that email that came out? Mitch sent an email when he launched it. But anyway, I was surprised. And see no one who has been there since the first day. So there we go. All right, that'll do it for this edition of the Drive-Thru. Guys, make sure you tune in again tomorrow live here at 6 p.m. each time. We'll do it all over again. We'll bring in our cappers in from Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Plays. Think about their plays there for you in real time here for the action on Thursday. Remember, it all gets started every single day here with the morning show. It starts here at 10 a.m. each time. You got Mitch, you got Rod, and you got Chris. Also, you've got Mitch's 7 picks in 5 minutes. Also, the Betting Tools Show. Chris and Rod with their Puck Dogs hockey video series with NHL picks there. We also have Jovan with his parlay video. Jay has his NBA Jam session returning tomorrow with that 9-game NBA card. So catch that as well. Ron Romanelli's bank shot breakdown is his 5-game breakdown or more. Depends on how many picks he releases there on his college basketball video series, as well as we talked about El Ninos, as well as Wayne with their three-legged prop video of the day video. So check that out. Don't forget, tomorrow after the drive-thru, it's the UFC pick show with Brad and Mills. Tune in for that. It's picks, sports betting picks. So you'll get that there as well. Not just a preview, but they're giving you picks on the show. So tune in for that one as well. If you like to bet UFC, or if you like to learn about UFC, if you love the sport, want to learn about betting tips about it, tune in to Brad and Mills following the show here, following the drive-thru tomorrow here at 7 Eastern time. And of course, don't forget as well, David Racey debuting his total short video on YouTube. So I got that in. I got them all in. So let's remind you guys to like, subscribe, set those notifications, get those videos when they drop, and set notifications for the live shows so you get the plays in real time to get the best numbers. All right, that's going to do for our show tonight. Let's go ahead and bring in our crew from tonight's show. I'm going to wave goodbye, guys. You guys have a great evening.